Hi, Prateek. Welcome to this feedback interview session. How are you doing today?
Hey, yeah, sir, I'm doing good. So today is my holiday. So I just got the message of Sugan that there would be a session, feedback session that is required. So I thought, okay, let's do it.
Great, great. So for the viewers who are watching this video, Mr. Prateek, he is currently working with Cisco as a consultant, as a security consultant, and he did multi-track training program 4 5 years back. He started his career with TCL as a L1 engineer. So today in this session, we are going to discuss about his experience. We'll keep this session in mixed Hindi English so that viewers can take maximum benefit out of this session. So Prateek did some courses with us. He did multi-track training. After that, he also enrolled for checkpoint classes. He has worked with various organizations such as Tata Communications, Sophos, Citrix, and currently he's working with Cisco. So today in this session, we will discuss about his experience with these companies. A lot of freshers, beginners, they have a lot of misconceptions about certifications, about how to take your career to the next level. So we will take Prateek's input in this session. So hi Prateek, welcome again and let's get started.
Yeah,
So
sure.
can you please tell us a little bit about yourself, आपका background, starting from TCL till now, 5 years में क्या journey रही आपकी, please?
I started my career in like with networking, like in 2000. I would say 17, like February onwards. I got the job in Tata Communications. So there, my work was mostly on. You can say I was appointed as an L1 engineer, right? So my work was mostly on routers and switches, though I did not had much exposure as it was my first job on routers and switches. Mainly, my work was on troubleshooting, like. What do you say, that jack in jack out of the cables, resolving minor issues of the customers, checking the connectivity. So um, there I would say I learned like how there is, because when we go for a job, right, there is a gap between the learning which we do by ourselves, or when we join any courses, and the industry level, right, there is a gap in between. So there I try what I learned is that the gap is there and we need to bridge that gap, right?
Right,
So I would say the exposure was really good in the Tata Communication, and post that I uh, joined Sophos, where like I had very deep and much exposure on the security side, right? On the firewalls, because they have their own firewalls, and some other services like cloud services also. So वहाँ पे ये था कि सिक्योरिटी साइड पे मुझे बहुत अच्छा एक्सपोजर मिला, एंड इट वाज मोस्ट ऑन अ टैक, राइट? बिकॉज
right,
मेरा वो पहला जॉब था टैक के अंदर। एंड टैक में क्या होता है कि आपको ट्रबल शूटिंग का बहुत अच्छा एक्सपोजर मिलता है, राइट? बिकॉज वी यू गो ऑन कस्टमर कॉल्स एंड I'm just sorry, it's pop up. Yeah, you go on customer calls, you try to their daily issues over the chat, emails, and so टैक में वर्कलोड बहुत ज्यादा होगा, बट आपको ट्रबल शूटिंग का एक्सपीरियंस बहुत अच्छा मिलेगा. एंड Sophos was a very nice firewall, I would say, to learn, right? Because they were new in the industry. I think they launched their firewall in 2014 and 15, so fairly they were new, because I joined Sophos in 2018, right? And the technology was fairly new. So you would say the demand was high because they were giving a lot of features and packages in their firewalls, and they launched few other services also, right? They had their, I wouldn't say they had their own cloud, but you can say they have tied up and built merged with other let's say companies to get their own cloud, right? So exposure was really good. Initially I had few troubles because firewall was fairly new technology for me, right? And उसी टाइम पे आई थिंक मैंने आई-मेडिटा से भी फायरवॉल सिक्योरिटी चेक पॉइंट का कोर्स किया था. तो अंडरस्टैंडिंग, जो एक बेसिक प्रॉब्लम हो रही थी मुझे कि सिक्योरिटी साइड में, और मैंने राउटर स्विचेस पे काम किया था, वो भी मैं पूरी तरह नहीं था उसमें काम किया था, बिकॉज मेरा जो काम था राउटर स्विचेस पे वो थोड़ा सा अलग था. एंड हेयर दी इट वाज टोटली फायरवॉल सिक्योरिटी. सो चेक आई-मेडिटा का जो कोर्स था वो उसने मुझे काफी हेल्प किया था टू अंडरस्टैंड द बेसिक what do you say, the requirement and how the firewall works, stateful, stateless natures of the firewall. उसके बाद आई थिंक आई जॉइंड Citrix. There it was load balancer again, a new technology, everything was new. So load balancer is itself is a quite a huge concept and huge technology. So वहाँ पे भी समझने में थोड़ा टाइम लगा, but initially I would say whenever you walk in to a company and you find it difficult, right, just give yourself 8 to 9 months. Okay, because once you give yourself 8 to 9 months, I think you understand the requirement, understand the how the particular product works, understand the business requirement, customer requirement. So just give yourself 8 to 9 months and things will settle down. And since then, post that, I'll join Cisco as a security consultant. Now I'm not in tech, I'm in consultancy. So the journey has been superb. There were ups and downs, but it's been superb, I would say.
So you mentioned about Sophos. We have also seen many candidates, many students when in their initial career, when they join any kind of tech, be it Sophos tech, Cisco tech, Palo Alto tech, Juniper, any particular OEM tech, we have seen in 99% of the cases, after tech journey is very exponential in terms of growth. Why? Because you tell me if this is somewhere true or related to the correct statement. जो कैंडिडेट टेक में डील करते हैं, बिकॉज एवरी सिनेरियो, एवरी केस इज समथिंग न्यू, is something new case, is something new issue. So you have to do a lot of understanding of the issue, understand the concepts, and then provide resolution to the customer. So one is knowledge level अच्छा built होता है. Yes, workload is sometimes little more as compared to other, maybe other domains, but the learning which you get in tax specifically, एक तो communication improve होती है because you deal with international customers, email writing and resolving issues in less period of time gives you a quick कि ठीक है, मेरे को कॉन्सेप्ट भी अगर नहीं आता, समझना है, सीनियर से डिस्कस करना है, इसका रेजोल्यूशन क्या हो सकता है, एंड देन प्रोवाइड रेजोल्यूशन. करेक्ट मी इफ आई रॉन्ग, टैग काफी हेल्प करता है बहुत सारे प्रोडक्शन रिलेटेड इश्यूज को इन अ लेस पीरियड ऑफ टाइम समझने में, राइट?
Yes, absolutely true. Because what happened in TAC is, right, when you join the organization, right, they give you training, right? If doesn't matter like you know the product or not, the company provides you training, right? And what happened in TAC, right? You go on customer call, right? You have a live interaction with the customer, and so I would say the work is rigorous. There is no doubt that you the workload is too much, the pressure is there, but you when you go on call with customer, right? You need to have the understanding of the product, then only you can resolve their issues, right?
राइट.
So टैग को कंपेयर करेंगे और हम दूसरे चीज पे दूसरे जो प्रोफाइल है उस पे कम देखेंगे, तो टैग में क्या है ना कि ट्रबल शूटिंग आपको करनी पड़ेगी, लाइव ट्रबल शूटिंग. सो आपको ना प्रोडक्ट को बहुत बहुत अच्छे से पता होना चाहिए. और आप जब केसेस रिजॉल्व करते हो, केसेस कस्टमर के, तो आपको नई नई चीजें पता चलती है कि आप प्रोडक्ट में ये भी है, प्रोडक्ट में ये भी है. लेट्स से अगर आप मैं सोफोस एग्जांपल लूं, इट्स बिल्ट ऑन लिनक्स, लाइक ऑल द मोस्ट ऑफ द फायरवॉल्स आर बिल्ट ऑन द लिनक्स. So before joining Sophos, I had zero exposure of Linux, जीरो एक्सपोजर. बट व्हेन आई जॉइन सोफोस, मुझे लिनक्स बहुत अच्छे से आने लगा, क्योंकि अब आप शेल में जाते हो, कमांड्स डालते हो, यू ट्राई टू रन दीज कमांड्स. एंड अनदर एडवांटेज ऑफ टेक इज यू हैव कंप्लीट एक्सेस ऑफ एवरीथिंग,
हम्म.
कंप्लीट एक्सेस. बिकॉज अदर प्रोफाइल में आप जाओगे तो आपको ना रेस्ट्रिक्टेड एक्सेस रहेगा, यू कैन नॉट डू एनीथिंग विदाउट ऑन योर ओन. बट टैक में यू हैव कंप्लीट एक्सेस. सो यू हैव दैट लिबर्टी कि आप चीजें देख सकते हो. यस, whatever commands you run, whatever things you make changes, you have to take prior permission of the customer because it's their environment, right? You
राइट.
cannot just go and only make anything. But as I say, the exposure is quite good. You can build your own labs, right? The company provides you platform to build your own labs, practice labs, test environment. So tech में exposure बहुत ज्यादा है. आपको अगर कोई भी product सीखना है in and out, I think tech is the best way. I would say the workload is there because sometimes you may experience a lot of tickets in your bucket. And the when I say the work is rigorous and the pressure is there because customers want their network to get fixed, right? They want their issues to get fixed, so they will be on at you every time, right? So
राइट.
it's so I would say the exposure is very good if any individual or candidate joins the tech, right? I would say I would highly recommend to go on tech in for a few years. Like initially, 3 4 years, there's no problem, right? Joining tech of any
Right.
organization.
I was
That
about to
gives,
come to this
yeah,
question कि जो candidates begin कर रहे हैं अपना career, because we also recommend most of the candidate that if you are planning to have a good career in this domain, initial 1 to 3 years go into any particular OEM tag. You will have much more exposure towards the technology, much more exposure handling customers. You will build excellent communications as well. So do you agree with me that initial, जैसे अगर कोई fresher है, beginner है,
yeah,
they should focus on tag profile so that they get maximum learning exposure?
yeah, that's true. Because whoever like is starting their career in networking or security or anywhere cloud, um, just join the tech. That will give you immense exposure. Yes, sometimes you get a feeling that okay, I'm not doing this, like I'm just taking calls, going on calls, so it's not giving me that good vibe, right? Sometimes you get a feeling of call center,
Call
customer care.
center, right?
Yeah, but believe me, it's not a call center, it's a technical center, right?
Right.
It's different. The work is completely different, everything is completely different. And second thing, you get a good exposure, right, on any technologies. आपको in and out पता चल जाएगा, आपको trouble shooting पता चलेगी उसकी. Because right now I am a consultant, right, in Cisco. I would say जो Cisco के टैग में काम कर रहे हैं ना, they know more in terms of trouble shooting,
Right.
right? जो फायरवॉल की ट्रबल शूटिंग है, जो सिस्को आइस है उसकी ट्रबल शूटिंग, वो उनको ज्यादा आती है मुझसे, राइट? बिकॉज they deal with the customer on regular
Every
basis.
day,
But yeah,
every day,
yeah,
right?
every day.
They
My work as a consultant is implementing, designing. There I would say I have good exposure, but वो टैग को वो exposure नहीं है कि प्रोडक्ट जो एक एनवायरनमेंट है उसको डिजाइन कैसे करना है, consultancy, day to day work. So I would say if you want to start your career, tax is a good option, and then you can switch and do other work. Because अभी पहले टाइम पे राउटिंग एंड स्विचिंग वाज द मेन फोकस, देन इट सिक्योरिटी आया, अब तो आई थिंक क्लाउड इज अ वेरी गुड ऑप्शन फॉर एनीवन टू स्टार्ट.
right. And I would like to know this thing because you have now 5 years of experience. How important multi-vendor skills plays a role in the industry nowadays? क्या कैंडिडेट सिर्फ एक स्किल पे डिपेंड रह सकते हैं या दिस इज द रिक्वायरमेंट फॉर द इंडस्ट्री नाउ टू हैव मल्टी वेंडर स्किल सेट?
Yeah, few years back, I think if you have if you had exposure to routing and switching, firewalls, things would go right. There is no problem. But now, I think you should know how router works. You should know how switch works, firewalls, cloud also. You should know, like you should have an understanding of any one cloud. I would say AWS or Azure, Google Cloud or anything. You should know one cloud technology. And other thing, one operating system. I would say go for Linux. It's very good. Most of the operating system, most of the products are built on Linux. I
Right.
would say 90%. So I think routing, switching, security, cloud, and one
Right.
OS you should
Even
know.
we suggest same thing to candidate initially. Let's say if somebody is planning to get into networking, network security, or maybe cyber security domain, you understand the core concepts of routing switching first. So initially you might do CCNA, CCNP. Once that foundation is created, learn some fundamentals and associate level knowledge of firewalls, VPNs, and some cyber security attacks, basics of Linux, and maybe basics of cloud. This will give you an exposure that yes, you have good understanding of routing switching, firewalls, VPN, and some basic understanding of cyber security and maybe cloud, and start your career. Get 1 2 years of experience. Once you have 1 2 years of experience, you will have a clarity that okay, you need to dedicate more time in terms of security or cloud or maybe operating system virtualization, because there are many tracks available in the infrastructure technologies itself. हम क्लाउड पे भी अगर प्लान करना चाहें, क्लाउड सिक्योरिटी, अगेन यू नीड टू नो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एंड पेरीमीटर सिक्योरिटी फर्स्ट, देन ओनली कैंडिडेट्स विल बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड क्लाउड सिक्योरिटी, बिकॉज जब हम क्लाउड सिक्योरिटी की बात कर रहे हैं तो वर्चुअल फायरवॉल्स, वीएम्स वहां पे भी यूज हो रहे हैं. सो if somebody is directly learning cloud, sometimes as a begin at a beginning level, that might not give the right direction. So correct me if I'm wrong. Recommendation what we give to participants is that focus on the infrastructure technologies first and then move towards the cloud technologies.
Yes. The When I say you got to have 4 5 things, like it should be in the right direct, it should be in the right path, I would say. Okay, step by
Right,
step. Routing switching should be your first priority, second security, and then you move your career to OS or cloud. And okay,
right.
so I think RNS and security are the two things which you must know. Okay.
Gives you a
Uh,
foundation.
yeah, on your first job interview, they won't ask you much about all these things, right? But trust me, when if you are good in these things, right, if you know these things, when you switch your job, or you in the same job also, if you have good experience and you are moving to a new things, whatever you have learned in those initial years, that will stick to you forever, I would say.
Right. When you started your career with TCL after your training program with I-MEDITA, okay, at what package you started there?
In the TCL, it was somewhere around 2 to 2.5, I would say.
Okay. Don't disclose the exact package as of now because that is confidential, but I would like to know what is your range as of now.
As of now, I would say it's 20 plus.
Okay. Okay. So in 5 years, from 2 lakh to 20 lakh, you have
Yeah.
grown at this level. So I would like to know in these 5 years, yes, you have learned multiple technologies, you have worked with multiple vendors as well. And because you also did CCNA, CCNP, and CCI level of training initially, so that created a strong foundation for you. Okay. Have you undergone any kind of certification, global certification in these 5 years?
To be honest, I would say I have
Okay.
not yet completed, I would say not yet completed any of the certification. I'm planning to do some of them, few of them, but till now I have not. Regarding certification, there is a misconceptions that if you do the certification, then you are above par, or you can say above anyone, or you have good chances of getting job. I would say it's not true, because certification, yes, definitely it's add that's values,
Right.
advantage, but it's not that without without certification you are left behind. It's not that. I think even if you have certifications, the industry demands is that exposure, right? Because if you are on like on customer call, right, and they won't ask for your certification, they just need
Right.
to fix the issues, and for that you need to have some knowledge, right? So even if you have certification, even if you do not have certification, I think it doesn't matter. The most important point is you should have the knowledge. You should have those what you say, the knowledge to convey to the other person. If you cannot convey that knowledge to someone else, I think this certification adds no values. Yes, if
Right.
you have, you can convey that knowledge to the other person, and in that case, yes, the certification is good. But if you do it, you do not do it, doesn't matter.
So, in a nutshell, you mean to say first focus on the knowledge, get in
Yes,
depth, deep dive knowledge,
yes,
gain some years of experience. Okay. And if required, if you feel that yes, you need to gain some
yes.
specific certification in your domain, organization is demanding, project is demanding, customer is demanding, then go for global
You can go for certification,
certification.
because even if you do not have a certification, and if you have joined some organization gives you that platform, right, to
Right.
you can go for a certifications, right? They fund you for that. So
Right.
it's not that you have to spend from your own pocket to do the certification. Organization gives you that platform.
Right. In many cases, organization sponsors employee certification if that is
Yeah,
required for
yeah,
the project scenarios.
correct. So even if you want to go for certification, right, you should have that knowledge, right, to clear the exams.
Right.
So number one, gain knowledge. That's it. And whenever the time comes, you can go for certifications.
Great. 5 years back, you enrolled for some courses with I-MEDITA. What was the reason to select I-MEDITA? There were many players, there were many institutions in India. क्या आपको क्या लगा कि यार आई-मेडिटा के साथ ही कोर्स
Actually,
करना चाहिए?
actually, I was in Mumbai, right? And मैं आसपास के लोकेशंस देख रहा था कि कहाँ मैं कोर्सेज कर सकता हूँ. तो मेरे कॉलेज में एक्चुअली आई मेडिटा आया था.
ओके.
ओके. आई मेडिटा मेरे कॉलेज में आए थे जस्ट
कुछ
फॉर
सेशन
लाइक
सेमिनार और
वर्कशॉप,
कुछ.
या हाँ,
ओके.
वर्कशॉप सेमिनार के लिए. तो उस टाइम पे मेरे को एक मिला था कि ओके, दिस इज, ये भी एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है और ये भी एक करियर पाथ हो सकता है.
ओके.
एंड व्हेन पोस्ट माय
ग्रेजुएशन
कॉलेज,
यू.
ग्रेजुएशन जब मैं देख रहा था तो मुझे ये एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन दिखी, याद थी मेरे को, तो मैंने इसके बारे में सर्च किया। तो इट वाज नियर बाय माय लोकेशन, पुणे, मुंबई पुणे में था, तो मैंने आई आई कंटिन्यू विद दिस।
Okay. And how was the overall journey? You did initial courses. After that, also you enrolled for some of the classes.
या
Continuously आप हमारी टीम से
इनिशियली,
टच में भी हो तो कैसा रहा आपका एक्सपीरियंस?
हाँ इनिशियली मैंने मल्टी ट्रैक कोर्स ज्वाइन किया था, एंड इट वाज गुड। द फैकल्टीज, द लैब्स एंड द मेंटरशिप, everyone was superb, I would say. टिल नाउ मैंने मल्टी ट्रैक कोर्स किया है मेडिटा से, एंड इन बिटवीन वन चेक पॉइंट का मैंने कोर्स किया था लॉन्ग बैक अगो। सो आई वुड से द जर्नी हैज बीन सुपर्ब। As I said, the trainings provided by Saurabh Yadav, Surendra, Baldev Singh, I think it was really, really good. And most important thing is that they given me that platform, right, where I can understand, right? Okay, this is the technology, because most of the other coaching centers which I have seen, trainers are there, but trainers are there, they have their labs also nowadays, so everything is good. But iMedita के साथ मैं ये बोलूंगा कि बाकी जो ट्रेनिंग सेंटर्स थे और iMedita थे, the main difference was the mentorship, I would say. Yes, बाकी ट्रेनिंग भी देते होंगे mentorship, I'm not saying that they do not give it, they give it, but my personal experience, I think, because when जब initially when I started my journey, everyone around me also in the iMedita was that अरे जॉब चाहिए, जॉब चाहिए, जॉब चाहिए. But I think the most important thing is that which I think Sugan sir told me. I still remember that you gain your you learn, you okay, you learn, you gain knowledge, job lag jayegi, uski tension mat lo, job lag jayegi, because once you are on job, it's difficult to go back and learn the same, learn again, because you do not have enough time, right? Because
Right.
8 to 9 hours you will be with the company, and post that you'll be doing some other work, so you will not get enough time. So if you are joining iMedita, focus on knowledge, knowledge and knowledge, one only one thing. And once you are getting placed or in any organization, you can always brush up your skills, because the
Right.
market is very demanding right now.
So in terms of market demands, in last 5 years, you have upgraded into various technologies. You started with routing switching, then you enrolled for firewall. Then you mentioned in Citrix, you have worked on load balancers. Now you're working on designing and solution architect level. So in terms of market demands at a beginning level, okay, considering somebody who is a fresher or somebody who has 2 3 years of experience, uh, what do you see considering the current scenarios in this domain? Are we have sufficient opportunities, or considering next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years down the time, do we see exponential growth in this domain? Because many candidates, they have this misconception case domain में शायद opportunities नहीं है या growth available नहीं है. Whenever as a beginner, because many students when they are doing engineering, when they are doing computer related degree programs, they have this networking subject, but still they have a lot of confusion that networking means हार्डवेयर नेटवर्किंग, फील्ड पे जाना पड़ेगा, टावर्स पे चढ़ना पड़ेगा, केबल्स बिछानी पड़ेंगी. सो दे हैव दिस काइंड ऑफ मिसकंसेप्शन.
Yes, even when I was in this field, right? Because we have this subject computer networking in fifth semester, third year. So यही एक फीलिंग थी कि वो केबल्स के साथ काम करना पड़ेगा, फील्ड इंजीनियर, तो वो जॉब भी है, लेकिन नेटवर्किंग इज नॉट ओनली अबाउट दैट कि you have to ride with
फील्ड.
your bike,
राइट.
motorcycle, and you have to go and fix the cables, fix the issues. No, I would say the growth is really good, it's exponential, I would say. Just you just need to have the right path in your mind, right? What you need to do, right? Once you are in this field, what you need to do, the path should be clear in your mind.
राइट.
I would say start with routing, switching, and firewalls, and then you can go on. Once you are in organization, then you can learn the cloud and the operating system. So the growth is really good, I would say. The फ्यूचर इज रियली गुड, बिकॉज अभी अगर आप देखोगे, क्लाउड इज वन टेक्नोलॉजी जो बहुत इवॉल्व हो रही है, क्लाउड हो रहा है, एंड SD-WAN भी अभी it's really good, and SD-WAN requires networking, right? It's not
राइट.
that it will do the automation by its own. It requires networking. Yes, one thing I just would like to add. पहले ऑटोमेशन का इतना रोल नहीं था, बट अभी ऑटोमेशन बढ़ गया है. सो आई वुड हाईली एंकरेज एनीवन, राइट, एनीवन हु विश टू स्टार्ट दिस करियर. आप एक अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस राउटिंग स्विचिंग सिक्योरिटी, जस्ट लर्न वन सिंपल प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज. आई वोंट से इन हाई, आपको एकदम
एटलीस्ट
इन एंड आउट
बेसिक्स
पता
एंड
होना चाहिए.
फाउंडेशन शुड बी
बेसिक्स पता
रेडी.
होना चाहिए, क्योंकि आपको ना ऑटोमेशन समझ में आ जाएगा कि नेटवर्क ऑटोमेट कैसे होता है. बिकॉज
राइट.
लेट्स से इफ आई एम डूइंग वन टास्क, शो अप टाइम, अब मुझे 1000 राउटर्स पे करना है, तो मुझे मैनुअली उस पे जाके करना पड़ेगा. जरा हाई चांसेस कि मुझसे मिस्टेक होगी.
राइट.
बट वंस यू ऑटोमेट इट, आप एक स्क्रिप्ट चला दो एंड इट विल रन ऑन दोस 1000 राउटर्स.
राइट. राइट.
आपको अप टाइम वो विद इन सेकंड्स बता देगा. सो
Nowadays,
इनिशियली
even in Cisco's curriculum in CCNA, they have added one or two
दे
basic
हैव
chapters
एडेड
of network automation. Right.
नॉट नेटवर्क ऑटोमेशन. सो आपको इन एंड आउट नहीं पता होना चाहिए, बट आपको इतना पता होना चाहिए कि प्रोग्रामिंग है क्या, लॉजिक कैसे बनता है,
Right.
राइट. बेसिक, इट्स इजी, लाइक पाइथन इज देयर, इट्स वेरी इजी टू लर्न एंड इट्स अ स्क्रिप्टिंग लैंग्वेज. सो दैट्स वन थिंग आई वुड से, बिकॉज फ्यूचर बहुत अच्छा है नेटवर्किंग का. सिक्योर आगे और भी जॉब्स आएंगे. अभी भी आई वुड से अगर आप रिसेशन रिसेशन तो नहीं, बट मार्केट इज लिटिल बिट इनस्टेबल, राइट. इवन इफ यू आप सॉफ्टवेयर साइड पे भी देखोगे, यहाँ पे भी देखोगे, थोड़ा ऊपर नीचे है मार्केट, बट देर आर मोर जॉब्स ऑफ नेटवर्किंग आई वुड से एज कम्पेयर टू सॉफ्टवेयर फील्ड currently.
Right.
So the future is really good. And so जो भी ज्वाइन कर रहा है नेटवर्किंग, आई वुड से थम्स अप एंड जस्ट बी ऑन द राइट पाथ एंड मेक योर माइंड रियली, मेक योर माइंड क्लियर लाइक व्हाट यू नीड टू गो एंड व्हाट यू नीड टू डू.
एंड जब आपने इनिशियल फ्रेशर लेवल पे जब कोर्सेज किया था यहाँ पे, आपके साथ और भी कैंडिडेट्स थे, फ्रेंड्स थे जो ग्रुप में आपके यहाँ पे पास आउट हुए होंगे, डिफरेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में जॉब उनकी लगी होंगी. आई यू स्टिल टच विद देम?
Not all of them, but one or two I would say, not all of them.
ओके. ओके. सो जिनसे भी आप टच में हो, उनका करियर पाथ क्या रहा है? उनको भी बुलाएंगे हम इस टाइप के सेशंस पे. उनका करियर पाथ भी अच्छा चला है आफ्टर दीज कोर्सेज,
हाँ हाँ हाँ.
फाउंडेशन अच्छा बिल्ड होने के बाद?
यस यस. बिकॉज नेटवर्किंग एक ऐसी चीज है ना कि फाउंडेशन इसमें बहुत जरूरी है. बिकॉज इवन आफ्टर 5 years of work experience, 6 years of work experience, you still go back and see what you have learned in routing, right? The
राइट.
concept of routing will not change. It will stay forever कि routing ऐसे होती है.
चाहे
तो
वो आप
अगर
डेटा सेंटर में करो, चाहे आप वो क्लाउड में करो, वो होना ही है.
क्लाउड में वो सेम ही है. तो वो अभी भी मैं पीछे जाके देखता हूँ, ओके ये चीज थी ऐसे, राउटिंग ऐसे होती है इसमें. क्योंकि कभी कभी क्या होता है ना, हम इतने आगे चले जाते हैं इतने इयर्स ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस के बाद कि हमें लगता है कि यार वो चीज हमारे दिमाग से निकल जाती है, राउट की वो एक कॉन्सेप्ट था, ये था वो था. अभी इतनी नई नई चीजें आ गई हैं कि वो बेसिक्स हम भूल जाते हैं. बेसिक्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इन एनी फील्ड, वेदर यू गो फॉर नेटवर्किंग और एनीथिंग, डू बेसिक्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो व्हाट जो आई मेडिटा में मैंने सीखा था बेसिक्स, वो मेरा बहुत स्ट्रांग था. मैं इतना बोलूंगा कि वो मैंने बहुत अच्छे से क्लियर किया था. तो दैट रियली हेल्प्ड मी.
जब आपने
एंड
इनिशियल जब क्लासेस की थी तो कितना टाइम स्पेंड किया था क्लासेस में, लैब्स में, सेल्फ स्टडी में? जनरली आप कितने घंटे यहाँ पे बैठ के स्टडी करते थे?
क्लासेस में आई वुड से 2 hours, 2 hours 3 hours की क्लास होती थी. उसके बाद लैब्स में मैंने 1-2 घंटा लैब में देता था. और उसके बाद आई थिंक इन इवनिंग टाइम ऑल्सो व्हेन मैं 2-3 घंटा देता. तो आई वुड से 7 to 8 hours
ओके.
on an average. Sometimes it may go less, sometimes it may go more, but 7 to 8 hours I would say I used to
ओके.
spend, and that
ओके.
is enough I would say.
और अभी आप क्योंकि जॉब में हो, it becomes very difficult to give that much of
it
time for
it
the
it it, it
for the
really
self
becomes
learning.
difficult. Self learning, it becomes that's what just said like in this video, few like that. एक बार आप जॉब में चले गए ना, you will get very less time to focus on your study part,
Self
right?
learning,
और
right?
सेल्फ लर्निंग, इट बिकम्स रियली डिफिकल्ट. इसलिए जब आपके पास टाइम है, यू आर नॉट ऑन जॉब, you have ample of time, that's what I said, your mind should be clear that job lag jayegi, but it's just you need to learn the basics really really well. अभी मुझे उतना टाइम नहीं मिलता है, बट स्टिल आई एम, अभी मैंने लाइक कुछ टाइम पहले से शुरू किया, बीच में पूरा बंद था. 1 साल तक तो मैंने कुछ भी नहीं पढ़ा, ओनली जॉब. बट बीच में आई थिंक आई स्टार्टेड, आई वुड से द पाइथन, लर्निंग
Right.
पाइथन. सो
आई हैव
It's
वन मोर
going to.
क्वेश्चन, क्योंकि ये फ्रेशर्स जो होते हैं उनके माइंड में काफी बड़ा क्वेश्चन रहता है, बिकॉज what happens when we get into a degree program, maybe engineering, BCA, BCS, whatever programs are there related to computer degree, computer science IT student, they focus more on programming, software development, okay, maybe databases. Electronics and telecommunication, they focus more towards embedded robotics, artificial intelligence kind of domains. So this networking domain is mostly neglected by almost every stream students. Network security, okay. Most of the participant, they say कि मुझे cyber security में career बनाना है. They think cyber security is something related to hacks, कि वहां पे जाके वो hacking करेंगे, attacks करेंगे, okay. When they go in reality, it's more into initial level monitoring, SOC monitoring, analyst level jobs, monitoring the traffic. So what message advice would you give to a fresher candidate, beginner candidate, कि इस डोमेन में भी करियर अपॉर्चुनिटीज अवेलेबल हैं, बिकॉज मोस्ट ऑफ द पार्टिसिपेंट आर रनिंग टुवर्ड्स सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपमेंट फ्रॉम लास्ट 8 years, still they are running towards software development. If somebody is interested, it makes sense that you go into that domain, okay. But if I'm not wrong, आपकी क्लास में से भी जो भी रहे होंगे, I don't think most of them would be interested into networking domain. Most of them would be interested into maybe software
Mhm.
development and that kind of domains only.
Yeah, I would say like it's based on individual's interest. Like if you have interest in software or any other field, right? You are good to go, right? But if you have interest in networking, there is no harm. I think it's I would say really good if you want to make your career in networking, and if you think, because it's not limited that if you have done your computer engineering or any sort of engineering that you need to learn program, so you need to go in software field, right? If you are interested in software, then you are good to go. But if you think that like you have area of interest in networking, but you think that like I have done my engineering, I cannot go in networking, that's not true, right? Because I have my friends with me. I have my friends, and I'm still in touch with them. They have done their degree, okay, and they are very good in networking. They are really really good, and there are and some of few of them are I would say are a really good package and are learning. So some of them are in Google. So it's a dream company for few, most
Right.
of them, like on Google. So Google is you if you go on LinkedIn or anywhere, Google is hiring for network engineers, for cloud engineers, and for them they require networking. बिकॉज अगर आप उनका जेडी पे जाओगे तो उसमें सबसे पहले नेटवर्किंग की चीजें होंगी, ओएसपीएफ, बीजीपी. Amazon is hiring.
Great. So thank you, Prateek. Thank you for giving us your valuable time. We wish you all the very best for your future endeavors. Keep in touch and thank you again.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.